Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everybody? Welcome in. Today's the big day. Happy Selection Sunday out to you guys out there. So we've got the first out of 2 streams crowning tournament champions, and then we'll have the final stream today for the Selection Sunday live reaction. So 3 streams in total will begin. We begin here with stream number 1 upcoming. A couple minutes from now, the SEC Tournament Championship. Number 2 meets number 1. Both of these teams met 8 days ago out in College Station. Texas A&M won over Alabama 67-61. On March the 4th, here they are once again meeting up in the SEC Tournament Championship. Alabama, the 1 seed, Texas A&M, the 2 seed. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and an eventful type of day we got here for today. Crowning some more conference champions, and then the bracket reveal at 6 p.m. today for Selection Sunday, everybody. Ryan, welcome back in. Mr. Timeout on the stream, welcome on board. Going to be a really good matchup. Should be a interesting matchup here. Texas A&M goes to the free throw line more than any team in the nation, and they like to cause havoc, like to cause chaos. They are great at forcing turnovers on the floor. Alabama, they go as quick as you can go up the court. Brandon Miller, he is projected lottery pick for a reason. Just such a deep Alabama team. Got a ton of size on this roster just from top to bottom. This Crimson Tide team, they are just something special with their depth this season on the floor. They jack up a bunch of threes. It's all going to depend on if they can make shots in today's game. Texas A&M, not the most efficient shooting type of team, but they have really improved, especially with their defense. And we see right now Buzz Williams with his pad and pencil, or he's got his whiteboard, actually. He is right now, as they get the starting lineups, trying to figure out the game plan and seeing what can stifle one of the hottest offenses in all college hoops this season. Fast tempo, up tempo, the top Power 5 scoring offense with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Porter, welcome back on the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Happy Selection Sunday out there, and good morning out to you guys. If you didn't realize that it's spring ahead, so it's actually past 1 o'clock where I am on the East Coast, but yeah, probably still feels like morning time for you guys today because the clock's turned 1 hour ahead, so we lost an hour of sleep last night, and it's kind of like a difficult time to do so because I was watching like most of that UCLA-Arizona game last night, and then I realized past midnight, I'm like, oh man, it's actually 1 a.m. It's not midnight right now because the clock's turn and we spring ahead. Donovan McCrabb, welcome back in. He's got his last 4 in. Looks like Rutgers, Pitt, Clemson, Arizona State, and first 4 out, Mississippi State, Nevada, Utah State, and Oklahoma State. Yeah, going to be really interesting to see if it's enough for Clemson. Clemson only has 1 significant win. I believe it was against Duke. Yeah. I actually went through, like, great wins, bad losses. I think Boise State's in trouble for them. Boise State, their best victory against Texas A&M. They got Texas A&M when Texas A&M was stone cold when they lost against Boise State and Wofford back in December. And I think Boise State, they're ahead of Providence, according to Joe Lunardi, but they only have 2 significant wins against teams in the field, Texas A&M by 15, and then the other victory against San Diego State. They have poor losses against South Dakota State, Charlotte, which they only scored 42 points, at Santa Clara by double digits, against New Mexico, and against San Jose State. So I think they're in trouble, and they don't even realize for that team, 24-9. I've never seen a Mountain West team with a double-digit loss column get into the tournament as an at-large for Nevada, so I'd be stunned to see Nevada to get into the actual bracket today. And yeah, Clemson only has that win against Duke. They took it out on NC State. NC State's also bubble with Pitt from the ACC in that last 4 in column. But yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for Clemson again. And Mississippi State has got a solid win against Marquette. That is shining high right now. Mississippi State's got, I think, 2 poor losses in conference play. Both of them were on the road, if I'm not mistaken, at Georgia, at Florida, but those were back in early conference play. They beat Kentucky. Vanderbilt beat Kentucky. They did. Mississippi State has a road win at Arkansas. That helps them out, too. And also, they beat Texas A&M a couple weeks ago. All right, so here we go. We're going to tip off in just a moment. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Paulo, welcome in. Yeah, Arkansas with their tournament history, that team is physical. I would not want to face Arkansas. I think Illinois is probably going to be in that 8-9 matchup for them, depending on who they get. Maybe Illinois, Maryland in that 8-9 matchup. Both of them are in the conference, so they wouldn't play against each other. That's right. Yeah, I'd say probably Illinois, Memphis, USC. USC has moved up to a 9. Iowa, those teams, I think those teams Houston would fare better. I think Houston would just shut down Iowa's electric offense, and Iowa's just, their defense just doesn't know how to put together stops. Alabama, quick jumper to start things off, automatic up 3-0. Texas A&M down inside, able to convert on a 2. Julius Marble, transfer from Michigan State, gets the first bucket of the game for Texas A&M. It was for Alabama on the first basket, Mark Sears. Missed shot by Alabama. They go up as quick as you can see up the floor. Already attempted 2 shots in their first possession as they go about so quick per each possession. Offensive foul picked up by Henry Coleman at Texas A&M. That's going to be a turnover, so it'll go right back over to Alabama. No, they're going to call Alabama actually on the reach-in. Coleman went down, so it's going to be called on Clowney. So check that. Personal foul picked up by Clowney. So this will stay Texas A&M basketball as Clowney lost his shoe in the process too. What's good, Lucas? Welcome to the stream. Wow, so Princeton up against Yale right now in the Ivy Championship. Yeah, I think Vandy's going to get in. Based on the body of work, Vanderbilt 10-2 in the last 12. Should be able to get in. Inbound coming up for Texas A&M underneath their hoop. Wade Taylor to Fort. Moves it out to the edge of the midcourt logo to Tyrese Radford. This Texas A&M team built on transfers. He's a transfer for Virginia Tech. Get that out of there. Major rejection by Alabama by Charles Bediako with a block. Crimson Tide have it back. At the top, up fake. Quinterly floats it up over the top. They missed the alley-oop opportunity. Got the ball back, though, and Bediako puts it through for 2. One and a half minutes through so far. Missed floater by Texas A&M to get the offensive rebound, and Coleman puts it up and scores up and in off the glass. This is a great Texas A&M offensive rebounding team. Henry Coleman averaging 11 points per game in the SEC tournament. That's above his average of about 9 and 6 this season. Top of the key, Brandon Miller. 2 minutes into action, Miller guarded off a double team at the left wing. Gets it out to the left corner to Sears. Sears defended by Julius Marble. Sears dribbles up to the key, flings it out to the wing. Up fake, Quinterly slide to his right, shoots the 3, around, and it goes in. Javon Quinterly, he is back, he is fresh. Knocks down the 777 as Alabama leads 8-4. Texas A&M quick up the floor with a 3, and they draw one. Alabama's defense just couldn't get back in transition. 3-point shot made by Dexter Dennis. 17.5 left to go in the first. Alabama with the ball at the left corner. Baseline drive, Mark Sears. He has double teamed. Texas A&M looking to force the trap. Sears gets it away. His pass deflected. Up in the air. Alabama saves it. Kick out. Corner. Open three. Miller around the rim and out. Tipped up. Rebound. Who's got it? Near side of the floor. Tracking it down. Wrong player to Radford. Pass it to the wrong player. Leads to an Alabama slam. Incredible hustle by Tyrese Radford, but just wrong hands. It went into. Alabama leads 10-7. 17 minutes left to go in the first. 17 points in the first 3 minutes. This game so far has been electric. Fast tempo right from the start. Dexter Dennis is going to slow down the tempo for Texas A&M. They'd like to get ahead to slow down that tempo. Takes the jumper at the elbow. Missed off the rim, and Miller collects the defensive rebound. And Alabama will love to push tempo. One of the fastest tempo offenses in all college. Hoop swoosh. Javon Quinterly, he is hot right now from downtown. Drills the three. Roll Tide up by 6. 16.5 left to go. Texas A&M with the ball. Top of the key, Henry Coleman. Moves out to his right to Wade Taylor with a 3. Missed off the front rim. Offensive rebound, Coleman. Coleman moves it back outside to Taylor. He's going to slow it down for Texas A&M. Taylor, bounce past Coleman, top of the free throw circle. Slides it off to his right to Radford. Radford floats in the runner, missed off the rim. And a rebound and fall picked up by Julius Marble. So this is going Alabama's direction right now. Julius Marble charged with a personal foul. His first. Positive sign for Alabama so far that they've only committed one personal foul in this game. This Texas A&M team, they love to get to the free throw line. They attempt more free throws than any other team in the nation, and they can knock them down as well. So Marble will check out of the game right now. One personal foul by Marble. First time into the game will be Solomon Washington, number 13. Under 16 left to go in the first. Javon Quinterly drives, swings it out to the wing. Mark Sears towards his left around the perimeter. Passes out to the corner. Out to the top, it goes to Miller. Wide open 3, a laser. Right down the chute for Brandon Miller. They're knocking down their triples right now. 4 for 6 from downtown for Alabama. 15.5 left to go. Texas A&M in trouble early. Dexter Dennis, top of the key. This Alabama team is just a well-oiled machine right now. Tough shot in the post, no good. They come up with an offensive board, though, with Tyrese Radford. Bodies collide down low. Dennis goes down in the hardwood. And we'll have a personal foul picked up by Alabama as well. Noah Clowney, blocking foul. 2 shots coming up at the line after the timeout by Texas A&M. We'll take the media timeout first, though. 15:23 left to go in the first. Alabama out to a strong start. 4 main threes in the first 4.5 minutes plus so far. Yeah, they got an opportunity for Oral Roberts. I like that Drake team this year. That Drake team's got a ton of experience for them. All depends on the matchups that they get. That's the thing, because if you're able to draw, like, you're a 12 seed. If you're able to draw on your end of the bracket for like 5s, if you're able to draw like Iowa State and then Virginia on your side of the bracket, if you're a 12 seed, that could be like a walk right there to the Sweet 16, or like Tennessee if you're able to get them as a 4 seed. All depends. And then you're facing the 1. And then if you're that 12 seed, you're facing the 1. Like, if it's Purdue and they're like off during that game, then it's up for grabs right there. Yeah, St. Mary's. If St. Mary's is the 5, I see him as a 6 right now. If St. Mary's is the 5. Diamond McCrab going for UCLA, Marquette, Kansas, and Alabama. Yeah, it's just so wide open this year. Like, who could take it? That's going to be a first to 60 type of game today. VCU and Dayton. Both defenses are good per their conference standard. Right now, Princeton leading Yale 51-41. So, Yale, they were, I believe they were a 13 seed, maybe a 14. They were one of those. I'm interested to see if Yale, if they do lose that game, if it will push Colgate up to a 14. Colgate should be a 14 seed, and I'm eyeing a serious upset with Colgate. That they have a solid chance, in my opinion, with a matchup right there. If they face Kansas State in the 14-3 matchup, Colgate's due. They are due to win, and yeah, I have concerns about that K-State team. From what I saw against TCU, there's a lot of concerns there with the turnover issues. Yep. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Dayton had that historic season that year. San Diego State was unreal that season too. That was a wild year. I remember every single game was like the number one seed would go down like each week, or for like the number one team. That was wild. All right, here we go. Back to action. 15:23 left to go in the first. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe in this one. After this will be the Big Ten Tournament Championship. Dexter Dennis missed the shot at the free throw line, off the mark, and it goes back to Alabama. He made the first one, missed the second one. Wow, the ESPN crew didn't even join in progress when he made the first free throw. They had missed the first free throw on the screen. 15 minutes approaching the mark left to go. Javon Quinterly, top of the key. 2 years ago, he single-handedly took over the second half against Iona in the first round. Lobs it over inside to Bediako, out to the corner. Miller, up fake. Miller with a three. No good at the corner. Battle for the rebound, and Texas A&M comes down with it. Under 15 minutes left to go. Three at the wing. Missed off the mark by Tyrese Radford. Alabama up the floor. Miller attacks inside the paint. Miller right to the rim. It's an offensive foul. Miller runs right over Wade Taylor to fourth. There will be a turnover by Alabama. I got to give the edge to Alabama there because Alabama beat Houston at Houston back in December. But my theory is about if these teams meet up in a tournament, I feel like the next time that team that lost, like if you lose by single digits, you got a good chance of winning that game, and that's a bad turnover by Texas A&M. In and out of the hands of Wade Taylor, incomplete pass, sailed out of bounds. That's like to a wide open receiver basically in the NFL, and you drop it. Yikes. Houston's got the experience. This is a really young Alabama team, but Alabama, impressive how they beat Houston on the road at Houston. So Houston only has 2 losses. One of them was by 1 against Temple, which they had their worst game of the season at the free throw line, and the other one was at home against Alabama. Bounce pass down low, Texas A&M off the Alabama miss. Double teamed in the key, blocked out of bounds by Alabama, and it will stay Aggies ball. .14:03 left to go. Texas A&M not getting to the free throw line here so far, just 1 for 2 at the free throw line. 14 minutes remaining in the first. Yeah, I go Houston, Alabama, Kansas, and then I take Purdue right now for that final 1 seed. UCLA played Arizona really well with all the injuries. Block shot again, Alabama taking it right to the rim, and they'll draw the blocking foul. Brandon Miller will head to the free throw line, shoot two, and we're just seeing it right out of the gate so far. Alabama just athletic, so fast. Brandon Miller averaging a double-double in the SEC tournament. There's not going to be too many teams that's going to be able to match up well against this Alabama squad. They have a ton of size, they're deep, and they're just so fast. Yeah, the one that's fluttering is Purdue or UCLA. Free throws are good, both of them by Miller. Under 14 minutes left to go. Tyrese Radford at the top of the key. Lobs it over to Anderson Garcia, number 11. Garcia hands it off at the left corner with Radford. Radford has it at the left wing now. 8 on the shot clock. Radford attacks inside the paint, puts it up and scores off the glass. That's a tough bucket there by Tyrese Radford. This is an Alabama team that's been block city so far in this game, and Tyrese Radford able to get a big shot off right at the rim. 13-10 left to go. Alabama with the ball. Mark Sears moves it out left corner. Noah Gurley out to the wing. Miller with a three. Off the mark, no good. Tipped up, offensive rebound, Bediako. And a fall on the floor picked up by Texas A&M. Yeah, Texas Southern beat Arizona State. I'd be shocked, honestly, if Arizona State makes it in today. Joe Lunardi's got Arizona State as the last team in. They have a record of 22-12. They get some terrible losses with them. Washington State, Colorado, lost to Oregon. And then the Texas Southern loss back in November. They also lost against San Francisco by 37. They have 12 losses for a Pac-12 team. Going to be interesting to see who that last team is. I think it's going to be Vandy. Vandy over Arizona State it should be, because Vandy has gotten hot at the right time. They've won the last 10 out of 12, and the committee needs to put that into realization right now. Down inside the paint, Alabama called on the offensive foul. Brandon Miller picks up foul number 2. So second personal foul now by Miller. This Texas A&M team, they're keeping themselves right in the game because their physicality and just taking charges. They might be undersized, but they got bodies flying everywhere right now on the floor. This Texas A&M team trailed against Arkansas. They came back and won. They put Vanderbilt to sleep yesterday, the hottest team in college hoops in the conference. And now right here, they're hanging in. They're down by 8. I mean, this is just such a fast-paced game that anything could happen. You could be down by 8, and then you can, tie up the game, or you can be down by 8 and be down by 15 in a matter of, a minute span. Jumper at the free throw circle. Missed off the mark by Texas A&M. Offensive rebound. Leaning in. Couldn't finish at the rim. Another chance here as they're triple teamed into the key. Tie-up forced by Alabama. Possession arrow will be Texas A&M. Yeah, that's wild. I saw that Houston crushed Oral Roberts. Penn State's already in. Penn State's probably going to be a 9 seed for them. Either a high-end 10, like the last 10 seed, or they'll be a 9 seed. So they're probably in a 9-8 matchup for Penn State. Inbound for Texas A&M. Texas A&M has it at the right wing perimeter. Number 0, Dexter Dennis. He's defended by Mark Sears. Dennis towards his left. 5 in the shot clock. 12 minutes left to go. Lost it. Turnover. Far side of the floor. Alabama comes up with it. Loose ball now. And we have a whistle on the fall picked up in the backcourt. Charge to the Aggies. Reaching in. That'll be a personal foul picked up by... Or no, it'll be a held ball. Held ball violation. So referees will not call a foul by Texas A&M right there. They say tie up far side of the floor. And this time, Alabama wins the jump ball. Timeout taken on the floor. 18-10 the score. 11:55 left to go. A fast-paced tempo type of game so far. But both of these teams in the scoring drought lately. This is a physical type of matchup here. Really physical. SEC at its finest. If you guys are interested in joining in the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group once again, feel free to do so. That link is posted in the chat, pinned in the chat as well, so all are welcome to join in, be a part of this year's Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group. Brandon Miller, 5 points, currently on the bench though with 2 quick personal fouls. Noah Clowney with 2 personal fouls as well. But this Alabama team, they're just so deep as a team. That's what Texas A&M is going to try to do to you. This team has got come from behind victories this season because they put their opponent in foul trouble, and they're able to come back and win and just drive and wear you out. Offensive rebounds after offensive rebounds to just wear out teams on the glass. Princeton leading Yale in the Ivy League Tournament Championship 53-46. Under 10 minutes left to play. And then Dayton up over VCU. Low scoring game right there. 11-9 Dayton. Yeah, Ivy is a one-bid league. I wish they could make it open to all the teams playing in the conference tournament. It's just upsetting. I'm not too far away from Brown myself. I'm like 25 minutes east of Brown. And yeah, Brown's lost on the tiebreaker, I believe, 3 times. They've been the 5th place, tied for 4th, but they lost on tiebreakers 3 straight years and missed out on the Ivy League tournament. And that's a name you never hear make the bracket for Brown. I don't think they've been in March Madness since the 80s. It's too bad that they just don't have the opportunity and that they are able to open it up to all teams to compete in the Ivy League. Like Texas Southern had the opportunity and they won their conference tournament. Like Dartmouth has the longest D1 tournament drought. I don't think they've been to the bracket since the 40s for Dartmouth College from New Hampshire. What's good, Renee? Welcome back in. Also, it's so weird how the Ivy does it. This game is at Princeton. This game is in Princeton's gym, even though Yale is the better seed. They do this like every year. They have a host team step up in the Ivy and host. They transfer locations. Like it's either Yale who steps up and hosts, and they have it pre-planned. Like they'll have Harvard for a year, or the Palestra with Penn host the Ivy League tournament. So they have it set in stone years prior. But the lower seed is the team that ends up hosting it. It should be the team that's the better seed all the time, like they do for like America East with Vermont yesterday, Patriot League with Colgate hosting their tournament championship. They have it set in stone just on a rotating basis between like Penn, Princeton, Yale, Harvard, who will host the Ivy League tournament championships every year. We get back to action at 18-10. Quick jumper by Alabama. As it rolled around the rim and out, just so quick up the floor as we came back from the timeout. Salvador Chavez, welcome back on the stream here. Texas A&M attacking inside the paint, and they will draw an offensive foul. That's an offensive foul by Henry Coleman. Buzz Williams not happy about the call right there. Will go right back to Alabama. 4 personal fouls for both of these teams. Tough call for Texas A&M. Yes, Vermont won. King Markey, welcome back in. Things going pretty well. Lob, missed time by Alabama. It's thrown out of bounds. Need your sprinter shoes on to keep up with this team. They're going to be a tough matchup, whoever faces them. You got to be a lockdown, intense defense that has a chance to beat this Alabama squad, that's for sure, because they're on a track meet against you like we've seen so far. Texas A&M with a possession. Wade Taylor to Fort. Moves it out to the low block. Marble backs his way. Pivot move inside the key. Marble puts it up. Marble got stripped. And it goes out of bounds with him. The possession staying Texas A&M. Inbound for Texas A&M. They're hanging in there because of their defense at the baseline. Jumper off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound. Putback is good by Dexter Dennis. Keeps them in the game. 6-point game right now. That's what Texas A&M likes to do. Second chance points. They get 2 of those right there. 11 minutes left to go before halftime. Alabama at the SEC logo. Jaden Bradley. Top of the key for the Roll Tide. Bradley dribble drives. At the mid-block. Swings it out to the right corner. 3 on its way. That's good. Rylan Griffin. One of multiple scores so far in this game for the Crimson Tide. 21-12. 5 separate scores so far. 4 of those players have drilled a 3. 10.5 left to go in the first. 9-point lead for Alabama. Texas A&M with the ball. Marble backs his way inside the key. Marble as we have a whistle. And a foul picked up by Alabama. That's charged to number 23, Nick Pringle. Alabama's already had 9 players check into the game so far. Brandon Miller's got 2 personal fouls, and Nick Pringle picks up his second. Noah Clowney with 2. This team just incredibly deep for Alabama. Texas A&M gets the inbounds. I have no clue how in the world they get destroyed at Oklahoma this year. Julius Marble attacks inside the paint. Lost it, got fouled though. So he'll head to the free throw line, shoot 2. And that'll be charged to Pringle once again. That's Pringle's third. And Nate Oates unhappy about the call, starting to rack up the fouls for Alabama. 6 personal fouls a team right now. Now Noah Pringle will have to check out of the game. Check that. That's actually his second personal foul. I get the stats ahead of me right now, so that's number 2. So Clowney, Pringle, and Miller, all with 2 personal fouls each. 10-13 remaining in the first 2 shots here by Texas A&M. At the line, Julius Marble. First one's good. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I guess it's all about how the bracket's constructed. Like if you put like a lot of teams that certainly can get upset in the bracket together, like all in the same region, like Virginia, for example, Tennessee, all in that same region, and a chance to get to like the 1 seed or like a 2 seed like UCLA is dealing with injuries. I'm interested to see how they come out of the bracket. At Arizona, that team is electric offensively, but like the effort that I saw yesterday in that game, just sometimes they just don't provide full effort for that team. It's mind-boggling the losses that they've had this year. Javon Quinterly from deep drills the 3. They're up by 11. Roll Tide 11-point lead. Texas A&M with a possession. Top of the key, Andre Gordon drives, attacks inside the paint, swings it out all the way to the backcourt. It's a turnover. Texas A&M not winning the turnover battle there. A couple poor turnovers in this game so far for the Aggies. The basketball will go right back to Alabama. Texas A&M needs to get themselves back into the game. They're doing everything possible as a defense, but the perimeter D just hasn't been there today. .11-point game, Alabama with the ball. Dribble, drive, attack, kick out corner, wide open 3. Noah Gurley missed off the rim. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Crimson Tide. This will be Texas A&M basketball now. 9:28 left to play. What's good, Joe? Welcome back in the stream, man. Julius Marble. Bounce pass top of the free throw circle. Henry Coleman. Down inside. They float up the shot. Missed wide by Coleman. So we approach the 9-minute mark left to go. Crimson Tide with a possession. Mark Sears. Sears inside. Kick out to the corner. Intercepted by Texas A&M. They go on a fast break here. Outlet pass ahead of the pack. Blocked from behind. Alabama comes out with a huge rejection. Just ganging up on Texas A&M right there off the fast break from behind. Out to the wing it goes to Sears. Sears will slow it down for Alabama. 8:40 left to go in the first. Alabama looking great so far. Knocking down shots from the perimeter. They got 3 blocks as well. Sears floats it up, missed off the glass. Battle for the rebound. Pulled down by Alabama in the corner. Griffin moves it outside to the wing. Jaden Bradley. 15 on the shot clock for Alabama. Defended by Wade Taylor around the perimeter. Bradley lobs it off to the free throw circle. Bediako passes on top to Sears. Sears with a 3 straight away. Missed off the rim. Battle for the rebound. Pulled down by Alabama, but they gave it away as it goes back to the Aggies. PM, welcome back in. I wanted to cover a Power 5 matchup for this game. Really a good matchup here. Texas A&M down by 11, but just this Alabama team just so electric. A missed dunk by Texas A&M. We get a hard fall on the floor. Julius Marble gets knocked down, and the Alabama bench, they just exploded right after that. We have a fall picked up by Marble as well. So a missed slam dunk by Texas A&M trying to throw down the poster. Let's see, I think they're going to have this replay right here. Coleman, his shot missed short. This Alabama defense is they're just lights out, outstanding. And then denying Coleman at the wing. And then Marble trying to throw down a poster. And it was Bediako who came up with a rebound, missed poster dunk by Coleman. And then Coleman followed Bediako. And then Coleman got knocked down to the ground. So we take the timeout on the floor. Immediate timeout now. 24-15. Or 24-13. 11-point lead. This game is just ultra physical right now. Alabama drilling threes. That's the difference. 6 made threes for Alabama. Texas A&M trying to get to the free throw line, attacking in the paint, but Alabama keeps on blocking them from it happening. Texas A&M just not in their style right now. Texas A&M just 2 for 4 at the free throw line. Wow. Yeah, Princeton up over Yale. Down to the final 4 minutes, 59-53. That's a home court game for Princeton, even though they're the lower seed. And the records are identical in the conference: 10-4, 10-4. Princeton's 20-8. Yale's 21-7. Yep, the bubble with the playing game. Yeah, I'd say even Boise State is on that list. Yeah, Princeton hadn't even played like a Power 5 school this year for them. They opened up the season 2 losses, Hofstra and at Navy. Lost a close one against Iona. Also lost against Delaware, but all their losses have been pretty much close. Besides, they got crushed at Yale. They went 0-2 in the regular season against Yale. Yeah, Michigan's done. UNC is done. Probably Wisconsin's done too. Providence should be in. They should be in the bracket. There's a lot of teams that have a worse record with worse losses. Arizona State had a loss by 37 points against San Francisco. Missed jumper back to action by Alabama. So we have 7:30 left to go in the first right now. Runner inside the key, missed off the back rim by Tyrese Radford. A rebound controlled by Bediako for the Roll Tide. And Alabama lost up the floor. Turnover. Texas A&M has it back at the baseline with Solomon Washington. Hand off to Wade Taylor. Taylor bounce pass down low. Shot off the back rim. No good. They'll go to the free throw line now. So 2 free throws coming up by Texas A&M. It's going to be a blocking foul picked up by Charles Bediako. That'll be Bediako's first. Yeah, I saw they got, like, good wins in their conference, and then they got bad wins in their bad losses in their conference, too. Wisconsin beat Marquette. Mississippi State also beat Marquette as well, and Providence won the first matchup in double overtime. First one's good by Texas A&M. Yeah, Providence doesn't have, like, terrible losses for them. It's just Seton Hall, St. John's late in the season. The one that really stings is St. Louis. That loss really stings. I actually saw that game. They were up by double digits, and then they blew it. Like, last 10 minutes, they were on a horrific scoring drought, and they couldn't do anything. 7 minutes left to go. Alabama by 9 with the basketball. Inside the paint with Quinterly. As we have another whistle here on the floor, and this will be a reach and fall picked up by Hayden Hefner at Texas A&M. So Texas A&M now picks up personal foul number 6. Alabama, their last one was actually 7. We've got 7 minutes left to play. Inbound Alabama underneath their hoop. Lob goes to Bediako. Bediako defended by Taylor at the wing. Hands it off to Sears. Sears passes back out to the left wing perimeter at Quinterly. Quinterly towards his right. Attacks now inside the paint. Quinterly right to the rim. He gets blocked. Solomon Washington comes out with a block. Bodies collide on the hardwood, and this will be a goaltend call. So it's not a clean block. Goaltend call picked up by Texas A&M. Quinterly gets awarded the bucket. Yup, it went off the white block of the backboard, and then it got blocked. So that's a good 2. Dakota, welcome in. Taking Alabama in this one. 6:30 left to play before halftime. Texas A&M down by 11, just looking for something. They've struggled this season inside the paint. Hefner passes out left corner, Solomon Washington. Washington moves it over to Radford. Radford inside the key, puts up the jumper. Off the rim, no good. Battle for the loose rebound. Still on the hardwood and picked up this time by Javon Quinterly out of the pack for Alabama. They got numbers 3-on-2 up ahead. Miller, and Miller will draw the blocking foul. Alabama just so quick up the floor. They had numbers off the loose ball advantage. 26-15 with 6:10 left to go. Brandon Miller going to head to the free throw line, shooting 2 coming up. Hey, what's good? That part. Welcome back in. Thanks so much for joining in again. Bryce, welcome to the stream. Alabama's rolling right now. Yeah, Texas A&M really struggling with their efficiency. This is a Texas A&M team that forces a lot of turnovers. They're great on second chance points, but Alabama's one of the top rebounding teams in the nation this year. And Alabama just using their speed, using their physicality, denying Texas A&M and their game plan to get to the rim and draw fouls in this game. And Alabama today has put on a block fest. 4 blocks so far in this game. Texas A&M's got taken out of the game with just 6 attempted free throws. Only 3 trips to the free throw line in the first half. Missed the layup off the top of the glass by Radford. Here goes Alabama. 3-on-1. Watch out. Eurostep. Inside the paint. Bediako scores up and in off the glass. Charles Bediako, Ben, the player of the game so far for him. He's up to 9 points and 8 rebounds right now. Javon Quinterly's got 11, really setting the tone for this team. Perfect 3 for 3 from 3. 5:43 left to go. And a timeout taken on the floor by Texas A&M. Wow, Alabama just taking them right out of the game. Yeah, you know what? I think there could be a chance for Alabama. All depends on what happens with Houston later today. You can make a case. Top 3 teams. Kansas has the most quad 1 victories out of anybody, but they've lost in the past week. They've lost twice to Texas by double digits. This Alabama team crushed Mississippi State in their first game. Texas A&M just crushed Vandy today. I mean, this is a deep Alabama team. 9 players, top to bottom, have played so far in a game. 4 players have made a 3 so far. They're 6 for 15 from 3. Oh, by the way, if VCU loses... Oh, man. A couple teams on the bubble either lost or won to VCU. Either way, that's going to hurt their resume, especially if they lost to VCU and VCU loses today. Oh, man, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt lost to VCU in non-conference play. I think Pitt played VCU as well. Yep, Pitt lost to VCU. So both of those teams lost to VCU. (29-15), 5 minutes left to go. Alabama with the ball. Down inside the low post to get deflected. There was contact going up on the shot as well. Bediako gets fouled. So 2 more free throws to the line coming up for Alabama, just controlling this game right now. Texas A&M cannot make anything. 1 of 13 from the floor. This Alabama's size has been a massive problem for this Texas A&M team. First one, no good. Too strong, missed by Bediako at the line. It should come out sometime tonight for the NIT bracket. Yeah, it usually comes out, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, around like 8 o'clock at night. The NIT bracket comes out like usually 2 hours after Selection Sunday. Bediako, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks. Missed the second free throw, though. Texas A&M with under 5 minutes left to go. Up the floor with Tyrese Radford. Radford makes the pass out left corner perimeter. Dexter Dennis dribbles into the key. Dennis inside. His pass gets intercepted. Stolen away by Quinterly. 1 man down. Here goes Quinterly right to the rim. Blocked by Solomon Washington. They call it a goaltend, though. That's the second time in the game that Texas A&M has get called on goaltending. .436 left to play. First half. It's been all Alabama. This is just a smaller Texas A&M team right now that's getting absolutely bullied by Alabama. And this has just been a physical battle. Absolute physical battle. It's just that this Alabama team, man. They're out for blood in this bracket. Holy smokes. This team, they are out for absolute blood. taking teams to the woodshed left and right. 4.5 remaining. What a first half by Alabama. This team's just so quick. Top of the key, Anderson Garcia. We have a whistle on the floor. I have no clue how in the world this team lost against Oklahoma by double digits. Like, it's all about, like, hit their threes type game. Today, they're spot on. Well, early on they were. They made 6 threes so far. What's good, Ethan? Welcome back on the stream, man. Yeah, Dayton looking good right now. 28-22, Dayton. Alabama called in the foul. Free throws here at the line for Texas A&M. First one gets the bounce by Radford. Like, this is one of the hottest teams in all of college basketball entering today, being Texas A&M. They were 18-3 in their last 21 games. And right now, Alabama's just taking it to them in the first half. Second free throw is good. 4.5 left to go in the first. Alabama with the ball. Far side of the floor, Javon Quinterly. Quinterly at the edge of the midcourt logo. Quinterly, top of the key now. Quinterly towards his right around the perimeter. And we have a whistle picked up and a foul again away from the ball by Texas A&M. It's number 35, Manny Obaseki, who picks up the foul. So Alabama now will head to the free throw line in the bonus 1-1 coming up for Brandon Miller. First shot is good by Miller. Yeah, congrats to Princeton. I saw Princeton ranks 3rd in the nation in rebounds per game. Second free throw is good. .410 left to go before halftime. Alabama just out for revenge from what happened 8 days ago. Texas A&M pass midcourt. Manny Obaseki moves it out to the top. Now over to Wade Taylor, the fourth. Wade Taylor, dribble drive attacks. Passes down inside. A shot put up and no good. Great defense by Alabama. They're called, though, on the late whistle blocking foul. So it was not a clean block by Charles Bediako. It's going to be tough to match up against this Alabama team in the field. Bediako, 7-foot center. Clowney, 6'10". Miller, 6'9" wing. And then the two backcourt guys, Sears and Bradley. And also, in the starting 5 now, he's been coming off the bench most of the season, but Javon Quinterly looking for revenge in the bracket from what happened last year. Wow. So Grand Canyon, yeah, I think they were the 5 seed in the WAC. Kennesaw State 15. Wow. Yeah, I believe Colgate is drawing a 15 as well in some of the brackets. Some of them, they're tied up between a 14 and a 15. Makes no sense because, yeah, Colgate's got Marquette in the first round according to Lunardi. That makes no sense. Like, Colgate's not even on the same line as Montana State and UNC Asheville. Colgate's got a double-digit win on the road at Syracuse. Like, I don't care who it is, but anytime you beat a Power 5, I mean, that just boosts up your confidence right to the tournament. I'm kind of shocked that Syracuse hired their assistant coach, and knowing that Colgate's beat them a couple times recently. I think in back-to-back years they beat them. I don't know why they didn't consider the Colgate coach after the tournament. Grand Canyon is a Walmart TCU. Yeah, purple and white. Right now we got Princeton about to go dancing. Trying to wrap it up in the final 30 seconds for Princeton. 71-62 leading over Yale with around 30 seconds left to go. Dayton up over VCU. 1 minute left to play in the A10 tournament championship. 1 minute left to go before halftime. That is 32-28. Dayton with a lead with about a minute left to go before half. Xavier is probably going to be a 4. Yeah, I'd say whoever gets the 5, though, watch out. Because there's always the classic 12/5 upsets, and looks like there's very well going to be a couple this year. No, Yale will not make it. Ivy League, 1-bid league. Yeah, either a 4 or 5 for Xavier. All right, we're going to get back to action. Free throws coming up for Texas A&M. Here's a good matchup. Xavier. We were talking about Xavier Toledo yesterday. Xavier against Kent State will be interesting. With Kent State's defense going up against Xavier's offense. Really, really interesting matchup right there. I think only 3.5 hours separate those two schools. Both of the shots good at the free throw line. 14-point lead for Alabama now. Miller puts the ball into the hands to Quinterly. Quinterly moves it out to Miller. Miller at the wing, guarded by Garcia. Miller, top of the free throw circle, makes the pass over to Gurley. Hand off Miller. Miller with a 3. Off the rim, short. Offensive rebound, Alabama put into the wrong hands, though, as it goes back to Texas A&M. Under 3.5 left to go before halftime. Texas A&M just looking for something here. Driving inside a key off the spin move. Missed by Coleman. Too strong off the glass. Rebound tracked down offensively by Anderson Garcia. Passes over to a cutter. Jumper missed rim short by Tyrese Radford into the hands of Quinterly for the defensive board. 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Huge screen right there. No call by the referees. As Alabama set a massive screen in the floor, Texas A&M player went down back to get up on his feet. I believe it was Solomon Washington. Under 3 minutes left to go, Texas A&M stone cold, missing the last 10 shots from the floor. Dribble drive attack inside the paint. Texas A&M deflected into the hands of Radford. Out to the wing it goes to Taylor. Taylor lobs it, and we have a foul. It's going to be called on Alabama. That's their 10th. So this will send Aggies to the free throw line, and Brandon Miller picks up his 3rd personal foul. So Miller's going to be on the bench now for quite a bit of time. Right on the pass in the key. Let's see, Wade Taylor. Wasn't really much there. Yeah, Taylor wasn't even. I think it was going more to like a pass attempt and a shot attempt there. Oh man, yeah, that would be wild. Oral Roberts against Purdue. That would be wild. Connor Vanover and Zach Edey, and Oral Roberts has an experienced backcourt, whereas Purdue, they have a young backcourt. This Alabama team's been impressive so far. Miller's on the bench, though, so he won't be back in for quite a bit of time, but still, this Alabama team is just super deep, top to bottom. 2nd free throw good by Radford. 12-point lead. 2.5 left to go. Javon Quinterly, guarded by Wade Taylor. Alabama slows it down. 3-point shot missed off the back by Quinterly. Defensive rebound hauled in by Obaseki. Outlet pass off the fingertips of Henry Coleman. It's a turnover for Texas A&M. And Alabama winning the turnover battle today. 6 turnovers by the Crimson Tide, and that's number 8 for Texas A&M. That's just, they haven't been able to play their style today for Texas A&M. That's been the problem. They've been competing on the glass, just haven't been able to get to the free throw line, and just been inefficient from 2, which they rely heavily upon second chance points for Texas A&M. Baseline drive, Mark Sears, double team, Sears inside the key, Sears swings it out to the corner, touch pass over to the wing, back on top it goes to Quinterly. Incredible ball movement by Alabama. They get called though in a travel. Or no, shot clock violation. Shot clock violation, turnover number 7 as it was winding down. Yeah, they just had one more extra pass than the buzzer had for them. And by the way, Princeton going dancing. Princeton has won over Yale. So Princeton representing the Ivy. 74-65. Loose ball. This has been just a physical battle all game long. Tie up here on the floor. Battle for inside the key. Possession arrow will go to Alabama. So Texas A&M turns it over once again. Yeah, things going well, Renee. Yeah, it's actually sunny where I am today. This Texas A&M team's not been able to make a shot in the last 10 minutes almost. .110 left to go. Alabama has possession. Mark Sears hands it off to Quinterly. Quinterly defended by Dennis at the right wing. Quinterly spin move into the key. Passes on top. Off to Sears. Sears inside the paint. Kick out to the corner. Pass gets saved by Griffin. Griffin drives baseline. Moves it out to the opposite wing. And we have a body down on the floor. Texas A&M tried to take the charge and they couldn't. And this will send Alabama to the free throw line shooting 2 with Rylan Griffin. Yeah, tough call. Tough call. Anderson Garcia trying to take the charge. Griffin will shoot 2 now in the double bonus. The first one, no good. What's good, Vegas? Welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you back in. Second shot coming up at the line for Alabama. And that's good. It's been impressive so far what Alabama's done. 45 seconds left to go. Texas A&M on a 10-minute plus scoring drought right now. Henry Coleman moves it out to the right wing. Dexter Dennis into the hands down low post to Marble. Marble pivot move, puts it up, and he finally scores. So somebody on the board for Texas A&M snaps the 10-minute plus scoring drought. Alabama going to slow it down. Looks for the final shot before halftime at the midcourt logo. 20 seconds left to go. Jaden Bradley. Bradley. 8 seconds remaining before halftime. Bradley dribbles up inside the mid-block. Bradley swings it out to the wing over to Sears. 2 seconds. Sears, fall away, tough 3. Missed off the bottom left corner side of the glass. We enter halftime. Alabama 34, Texas A&M 23. Texas A&M over 10 minutes. They did not score a single field goal. Alabama has yet to make a field goal in the last 4.5 minutes. It's been just a bloodbath type of game in this matchup here. Physical. 21% shooting this half for Texas A&M. That is the lowest percentage by far this season for the Aggies. And this Alabama team, they are just crashing the glass, picking up blocks left and right. Their athleticism, their speed, their physicality, it looks just sensational on the floor, just wiping away a physical team like Texas A&M in that first half. It's just to the point that Alabama's the bigger, stronger team. Like, Alabama's got enormous size. All right, so here we go. We enter halftime right now. Alabama, 13 points by Javon Quinterly, 8 points by Brandon Miller. He is in foul trouble, though. He's picked up 3 personal fouls, though, in the first half. So not much like... that's not surprising, considering Texas A&M will target your best player and see if they can put him into foul trouble. Charles Bediako, 6 points, 8 rebounds in the first half for Bediako. Texas A&M, the top scorers only got 6 points. Dexter Dennis with 6 so far. They're 6 of 29 shooting in the first half for Texas A&M. They're not like an efficient 2-point shooting team to begin with, but they rely on a lot of second chance points to get putbacks and stuff like that. But man, this Alabama team, they're just something special. Alabama making 6 threes in the first half. Texas A&M limited to just 1. All right, so now we're at halftime. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. If you'd like to join in for the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, feel free to do so. That link is posted in the chat if you guys would like, so feel free to join in if you guys would like to be a part of the Bracket Challenge group. Once again, we get up to 40 entries so far. Let's see if we can keep on growing. Last year, we had above 60 total entries, I believe, so hopefully keep on growing the group. Dayton leading VCU at halftime, 36-30 currently. And then one championship game today, crown champions from the Ivy League, Princeton, beating Yale 74-65, the final score. I think it's going to be Indiana. Indiana's pumped up by the media after they won on Friday. Some of the analysts were putting that this Indiana team, their Final Four good for some of the analysts. I've never been sold on that this season for Indiana. They've struggled to defend the perimeter all year long, and they only attempt twos. They're just a 2-point oriented team for Indiana. They don't attempt threes too often for them. They got two solid players that can carry a team, but they're just not balanced. Trace Jackson Davis and Jalen Hood-Schifino just carrying that team. And then the whole supporting cast has just been... The whole supporting cast is just really just putting the team... They're just getting them just down. Yeah, Drake doesn't turn over the ball often. Drake's experienced. They usually match up teams per region too. That's the thing. Yeah, right now Kansas State, Lunardi's got Kansas State as a 3 for them. That's That's another team right there that could be a disappointment. Like, they've been a really likable team this season, with the whole storylines about their team and how they've just risen from being projected last in the Big 12 to being one of the top tier teams in the standings. But from what I saw that game against TCU, they really struggled with the turnovers in that matchup. Yeah, Lunardi has got Mizzou versus Penn State for a 7 versus 10 first round matchup. That's a juicy matchup there. It's a great first round matchup. Both of the teams are like well undersized, but Penn State, they're all about whether they can drill their threes. Missouri, their offense is electric for Missouri. Yeah, that would make sense right there for Drake's head coach to make the move off to Notre Dame. Yeah, I think the Oral Roberts head coach, he is due. The Colgate head coach, he should be up in consideration for some of these openings. There's also the opening for Wichita State, too. Wichita State just fired their head coach yesterday. Yeah, Rick Pitino. I heard St. John's, which makes sense because it's not far at all. St. John's, he's like a top coaching candidate there. And then Texas Tech, I think he's in the running for. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't even have to, like, move locations or anything. Just stays put, doesn't have to, like, where he currently is, won't have to, like, sell houses or anything. Yeah, I heard Ole Miss wants Chris Beard. Yeah, usually we talk about, like, coaches when these teams make runs in the NCAA tournament. So I remember Shaheen Holloway last year, like, oh, here's Seton Hall. Here's the Seton Hall opening. Here you go. Right after they upset Kentucky in the first round. I could totally see it, though. Paul Mills from Oral Roberts. Wichita State. They need a new head coach now. The coach at UC Santa Barbara's done a really good job. I don't think they have upset potential for them. They haven't played like a Power 5 team this season, but he's put that team at the top of the conference lately. Like, that could be like an opportunity to get like a new head coach in the Cal. Oh, yeah. That was just so obvious last year. I am Daniel. Welcome back in. Feel free to join in for the Big Ten Tournament Championship. That will take place later today on my next stream, 3:30 p.m. Penn State, the 10 seed, taking on Purdue, the 1 seed. And then later today, we'll be back for Selection Sunday live reactions, 6 p.m. So 2 more streams after this game wraps up. The bracket reveal at 6 p.m. today. Cannot wait. The reveal of all 68 teams in the bracket, the round of 64. It's going to be interesting to see like who plays in the play-in game. Every single year, we don't have like a clear debate on who's the top 1 seed either, like we've had in past years, or like who the clear top 4 1 seeds are either. Because there's a battle between Houston. They get the best record out of anybody in the field for Houston. And then Alabama right now is dominant in this first half. And then Kansas, who has lost 2 games in a week span by Texas by double digits, but they have 17 quad 1 victories, which is greater than any team this season. And then who's that 4th 1 seed between Purdue or UCLA? What happens today? UCLA with 2 key players injured, and they hung in with Arizona and lost by 2 last night. Or Purdue, which we'll await to see what happens against Penn State today. But yeah, Purdue should be able to handle Penn State in that matchup, my opinion. Penn State doesn't have a lot of size, but if they come out drilling threes, then it could be a different story. That's the thing. That team it's all about whether they can hit their threes or not for Penn State. They were minus double digits on the glass both of the games. I think the first game, I believe, they only had like 18 rebounds the total game against Purdue. So they got crushed in the glass both of the times. Wow, Dayton's up by 10, man. Ryan's liking that right now. And then the bubble, like who's in, who's out. Well, I'll have to wait to see in the bubble. Boise State, Providence, Utah State, Rutgers. According to Lunardi, they're inside the last 4 byes. After that, the play-in game with Mississippi State, Pitt, NC State, and Arizona State. Here's where I think they're going to look for the committee. Vanderbilt 20-14. Vanderbilt 10-2 in their last 12 games after getting destroyed against Alabama on January 31st, 101-44. Vanderbilt best victories: Pittsburgh, Arkansas, Tennessee, Auburn. They beat Kentucky twice. They have that bad loss like in the first week of the season against Southern Miss. Also lost against VCU in a close game. They lost against Grambling as well, and they lost against LSU on the road. That was the only bad conference loss that they suffered. Riley, welcome back in, man. But they're 10-2 in their last 12 games for Vanderbilt. They've been playing super hot and beat Kentucky on Friday. And then Arizona State, I don't think it's going to be enough for them, honestly. 22-12. The Pac-12's down this year for their conference. They got 12 losses in the Pac-12, where their best wins for Arizona State: a win by 2 against Creighton without Ryan Kalkbrenner. They beat Arizona at the buzzer. That's the reason why we're discussing them today, because of their 1-point win at the buzzer. They beat USC once, and then they beat VCU. The bad losses for Arizona State: Texas Southern. They lost by 37 against San Francisco. Lost against Colorado, Oregon, Washington, and Washington State. Like, I don't think that's going to be enough. I would honestly swap Vanderbilt with Arizona State at this point, based on how these two teams have been playing lately. And then I think Boise State's in trouble. Boise State, their best win against Texas A&M by 15. They got Texas A&M when they were cold back in December. They got only one other good win at quality: San Diego State. They beat San Diego State once. After that, they got 5 terrible losses for Boise State. They lost against South Dakota State. They lost against Charlotte. Lost at Santa Clara by 15. And then they lost at New Mexico. And then they lost at San Jose State. I think they're in trouble, and people don't realize it. I think Lunardi has them really, really far up for a team that's record 24-9. Utah State beat Boise State twice. So Utah State, they don't have a super quality victory. Here's their best wins. Oral Roberts, Boise State twice. Utah State 7-1 in the last 8 games. They got swept against San Diego State. They lost against San Diego State 3 times. Lost to them yesterday by 5. And they do have bad losses, though. They lost against Weber State, SMU, San Jose State. But they have 3 bad losses for them. Yeah, at New Mexico isn't terrible. I was looking at like teams like in the field and out of the field. That's why. NC State's going to be an interesting case. I remember 3 years ago, NC State was the first team in the NIT and not put in the bracket. They had just 9 losses. This year they have 10 losses for them. And they're 1-3 in their last 4 games. They played a lot of good teams close. They just haven't won against a quality team since Miami. Back on January the 14th, they beat Miami in overtime by 2. That's their last win against the team in the tournament field, beating Miami back in mid-January. Their best win for NC State, they beat Duke by 24, which is huge. It was back in early conference play in January. And then they beat Miami, they beat Vanderbilt, but they got destroyed 3 times against Clemson. They lost against UNC and Syracuse. So they don't have like any like awful losses. That Syracuse loss, obviously the worst, but they couldn't beat Clemson 3 times. And also the UNC lost too, because UNC is in the tier below. Wow, yeah, that's been confirmed. They just saw a pop-up on Red. So Jalen Ramsey to the Miami Dolphins. Wade Taylor IV held to just 2 points today. He had 28 points 8 days ago in the win for Texas A&M at home over Alabama. He has to get going. This Texas A&M team, they're just stifled right now. They're not like an efficient type of shooting team. They love to get to the free throw line. They have put Brandon Miller in foul trouble, though. 3 personal fouls in the first half by Miller. The thing has been that Texas A&M hasn't got frequently as much as they had hoped for to the free throw line. They start off in the post with a bucket. So here we go, 9-point game. Nice little entry pass to Joyous Marble to start things off for the Aggies. He's up to 7. First possession to start off the second half for Alabama. Miller, Miller, number 24, makes the pass out to his right to Sears. So Miller's on the floor right now with 3 personal fouls. Sears, Miller, Quinterly, Bediako, and Clowney. The 5 in the court currently starting off the second half for Alabama. Up fake Miller. Miller, spin move into the key. Swings it out to the wing, into the hands of Sears. Now right corner, Sears. Stepped out of bounds at the turnover. This Texas A&M team down by double digits, 29-17 against Arkansas 2 days ago. They came back and they won. They came out and they creamed Vandy. Took that momentum into the next game. They creamed them. And now they're down by 9, just hanging in this matchup. Corner 3, this is big. If they make it, they couldn't. Offensive rebound, though, for Texas A&M. A loose ball inside the key, able to scoop it up. They still have a chance. Wade Taylor with a 3. Taylor missed off the rim, and the rebound controlled by Miller. They've had chances, just haven't been able to knock down open threes there. Transition. Missed alley-oop by Alabama to get it back, though. Second chance they score. Charles Bediako for 2 off the putback. 36-25. 18.5 left to go. At the top of the key, it is Henry Coleman. Moves it out to his right around the perimeter. Bounce pass over to Radford. Radford, 15-footer straight away, skipped around the rim and out. Alabama collects the defensive rebound. Texas A&M just not efficient. They rely on a lot of second chance points. Haven't been able to get those rebounds to help out the cause. Missed 3 at the wing by Alabama. Tipped off the glass. Back it goes to A&M for the defensive board. Approaching the 18-minute mark left to go. Texas A&M with the ball. Jumper, 15-footer straight away, air ball to the right, tried to have it saved, but he stepped out of bounds. Was Henry Coleman. Turnover by the Aggies. Wow. McNeese State. Interesting. Man, it goes all the way from LSU to McNeese State. That's crazy. Missed shot up the floor by Alabama. Rebound back, it goes to Texas A&M. Yep, so that has been confirmed here. So Will Wade former LSU head coach. He's been hired now by McNeese State for the next head coach. Noah Clowney picks up his third personal foul. Texas A&M will get the inbound. 17:38 left to go. Out to the corner. Radford lobs it down low. Turn around inside a key. And got deflected and stolen away. Bradley comes up with a steal. Quinterly moves it off to Sears. At the elbow. Jumper. Fall away missed by Miller. Offensive rebound. Putback slam by Noah Clowney. 38-25 right now. Alabama just so big, so athletic. And they are +1 on the glass, 26-25. Texas A&M, second chancers just haven't been their opportunity today. There's just 6 points off second chance opportunities. Tyrese Radford right to the rim scores in the layup. 11-point game, 17 minutes remaining. Kicked ball, so it will stay Alabama basketball. Feel free to join in on the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat. All are welcome to join in, be a part there. As we have the tournament brackets unveiled later today. Javon Quinterly right to the rim. He's up to 15 now for the Roll Tide. 13-point lead, Alabama. Texas A&M drives into the key. Radford sends it on top. Catch and fire three. That's good. Dexter Dennis from downtown. They really needed that one for the Aggies. 10-point game now. Alabama quick up the floor. Missed off the glass by Miller. Tipped up and a rebound to Wade Taylor for Texas A&M. Here they go up the floor. Radford with a three. Radford halfway down. Rolled around the rim and out. And a defensive board hauled in by Alabama. They got numbers here on transition. Mark Sears passes on top. Open three straight away. Good. Javon Quinterly, bang, bang. Drops it down, 43-30. 13-point lead, 16 minutes remaining. Just a tough break there for Texas A&M as they could not get back in transition. One of their players fell down inside their own front court as that's a Texas A&M layup. Their twos just being outweighed by Alabama's threes, though. Alabama will slow down tempo this time. Quinterly. At the SEC logo, Quinterly, step back three in the air. Quinterly missed off the rim, battle for the rebound. Back it goes to Quinterly. Shovels out to the wing. Sears with a three. Sears missed off the back rim and the rebound controlled by the defense by Solomon Washington. Under 15:30 left to go. Texas A&M down by 11 with a possession. Off one dribble. Spots up with a three. They cannot make a three. Missed off the mark by Dennis. Texas A&M just 2 for 9 from three-point range. Alabama 7 of 24 today. Both teams haven't been shooting spectacular from three, but 7 threes outweighing the 2 so far. Points in the paint, 2 more for Alabama. Charles Bediako up and through for 2. Texas A&M just trying to see if they can get something going right now. Is this team not a great efficient shooting team? 45-32 to score. Today, Javon Quinterly bounces back in a big way. Yesterday against Mizzou, went just 0 for 9 shooting with just 1 point. Still beat Missouri. Today, Quinterly just taking over. Quinterly hitting his stride at the right time. 18 points, making 4 threes. Could be the comeback story of the year with this man right there, Javon Quinterly. We know what happened last year in the tournament. Devastating injury against Notre Dame in the first round. He went down and derailed Alabama's chances as they were the 6th seed, lost to the 11th seed Notre Dame, and really just hurt Alabama's chances, and they didn't have, they just lost their momentum, and Notre Dame took over and won. And here's Javon Quinterly, comeback right now. He is making a comeback. Stronger and stronger and stronger for a team that has so many weapons. So many weapons on this team. Quinterly averaging around 8 points per game this season, coming back from injury. He's been a six-man off the bench today. He got the start, though, his second start of the season. And flashback to the past 2 seasons, once he gets right, he's averaging above 10. That's for sure. He's coming off 2 seasons where he averaged 13 and 14 for Quinterly. So he's getting going at the right time. And this is what makes Alabama dangerous. Oh, yeah. Looking at his game log. Woo. Here's Quinterly. But besides the game against Mizzou, 16 against Arkansas on February 25th, 24 against Auburn, 12 against Texas A&M 8 days ago, 10 points against Mississippi State in the quarterfinals, scored just 1 point against Mizzou yesterday, but today, Javon Quinterly, 18 points, the leading scorer on the floor. This is like, man, it has a little bit of similarity-wise to like Remy Martin from last year, where he wasn't playing as much, missed a lot of time due to injury, came back and really jolted Kansas, and helped them be the 6th man of the team to take them to the championship. That's what you need if you're deep, to make a deep run in the bracket. They got all the things right there for Alabama. Just so deep. Dayton VCU, this game's tied up at 47 right now. 11:20 left to go. A-10 tournament championship. Usually those A-10 tournament championship games have come down to the wire to like the final shot in the last couple of seconds, so we could have one there today. Deron Holmes, been the star for Dayton, 19 and 11 with 3 blocks. I'll be back later today covering the Big Ten Tournament Championship. Penn State, the 10 seed, taking on Purdue, the 1 seed. Feel free to join in around 3:30 p.m., about an hour from now. Also, I'll keep you guys posted once the American tips off between Houston and Memphis. We only have only 2 other games that have yet to tip off during Champ Week, and that is it. And then we have Selection Sunday tonight. Selection Sunday live stream as well, 6 p.m. Feel free to join on for that. Should be an awesome time. We get back to action, 13-point lead by Alabama. Texas A&M with the basketball. Lob goes to Marble. Marble backs his way, pivot move, puts up the shot, missed off the rim. Battle for the rebound in the corner. We got players tangled up, and it's going in the... we're checking the monitor on this. Referee is calling for a monitor check about this call right now. A lot of pushing and shoving, trying to battle for the rebound. Joyce Marble missed the shot on the floor. I don't think they got an indication just yet. I believe it's... They're going to look to see who it's last touched out of bounds, but there was a lot of pushing and shoving too as well. So timeout taken on the floor, 14:41 left to go, as the referees will look at this one at the monitor, and we'll be back again. Hey, there we go, Ethan. Yeah, gonna be a wild selection show. Make sure to join in on the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group if you guys would like. That link is posted out in the chat if you guys are interested. Just been a physical type of battle here. A lot of scoring droughts. Texas A&M trying to do their best defensively to hang on in this game. Alabama's just been able to just keep them away from the glass. It's been just an interior nightmare for Texas A&M in this game today, as Alabama has just had bodies down low, just crashing the glass. Alabama +4 on the boards, 31-26. They've only allowed 6 second chance points total to Texas A&M. Alabama just so fast in the fast break. They got 10 of those points in the 45 from the fast break. And, it's going to be tough to match up with this team. With this size, this length, and the speed that Alabama poses, they are a matchup problem for a lot of teams. What's good, Brian? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Still an official review on the floor right now to see who last touched this basketball. There's a lot of bodies just colliding with bodies here, so they are still looking at this call by the referees as we are stand still in the timeout. All right, so we're going to get back to action right now. 14:42 left to go. Noah Clowney with a personal foul picks up his fourth, so he's going to be on the bench for some time for Alabama as they sort all of this out. And so referees took quite a bit of time to sort all of that out. There was a foul picked up by Texas A&M too, so both of the players battling for the rebound before the timeout with one Texas A&M player as well, with Garcia, the one who picked up the foul too. So we get back to action. Alabama has possession, 14:30 remaining. Miller floats it up, fall away, he got fouled. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Brandon Miller with 14:21 left to go. This game's on snail's pace lately, so it's starting to get a lot of fouls. First shot good by Miller. Second free throw is good. Texas A&M pass midcourt. Bounce pass goes over to Manny Obaseki. Obaseki inside the key. Takes the jumper. Mid-range. Rolls in. Yeah, he's projected as a lottery pick. He's I believe he's the top player from this college class in terms of, like, the player rankings in the draft. 14 minutes left to go. Alabama, 13-point lead, back with the basketball. Dribble drive attack inside the paint, blocked by Texas A&M by Marble. Jaden Bradley got rejected. It goes back to the Aggies. Tyrese Radford drives inside the paint, puts it up, he scores up and in off the glass. Texas A&M making it interesting right now, down by 11, but whenever Alabama has been able to answer right back, when Texas A&M's crawled back a little bit into action, top of the key with Quinterly. Quinterly's the one who's taken over this game right now. Quinterly, 18 points, got stripped, lost it, turnover. Texas A&M out in the open, 1 minute beat, throws it down with a left-handed jam by Julius Marble. It's a 9-point game now. Alabama, quick three up the floor. Offensive rebound back to Miller, who took the three. Miller, double teamed at the corner. Miller, far side of the floor, makes the pass. Alabama will slow it down with Jaden Bradley. 13 minutes left to go. Miller with a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds, and a reach and fall on the outside committed by Texas A&M. It's charged to Marble. So that'll be team foul number 4 now in the second half for Texas A&M. And Julius Marble picks up personal foul number 3. They got a couple of key transfers on this team from other power conference programs. Marble coming over from Michigan State. Tyrese Radford from Virginia Tech for Texas A&M. 12:53 remaining. Inbound for Alabama. Double team near the midcourt logo. Miller receives the pass from Sears. Miller at the right wing perimeter. Attacks baseline. Takes the jumper. Got blocked out of bounds. Marble again. Marble and Obaseki both there. Off that double team with 9 in the shot clock. And now Texas A&M will have their top scorer back into the game. Wade Taylor, the fourth, checks back in. Inbound for Alabama. 12:40 left to go. Hand off to Bradley. Bradley, dribble, drive, attacks inside the paint, puts it up, bodies collide. It's an offensive foul. Charge to Bradley. Tough charge right there taken. Andre Gordon for Texas A&M, the one who takes the charge. Still very well hanging in this game right now for the Aggies. Good pupper, welcome back in. If you guys are interested in joining the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group, feel free to do so. That link is posted in the chat right there, pinned to the chat as well. So all are welcome to be a part of the Bracket Challenge group once again for this year's March Madness Tournament Challenge. Pass in the corner, deflected, stolen away by Brandon Miller. And he got tripped up right at midcourt. His size and his length just disrupting that pass to the corner. That's personal foul number 5 now for Texas A&M. Julius Marble, that's his 4th. So Marble picks up number 4 after the steal, and he'll have to go to the bench for a large chunk of this game. So that's a big development right there. Watch out. Texas A&M needs to prevent Alabama from scoring in the front court if they want to have any chance at mounting a comeback in this game. It's going to be tough to do without Julius Marble for an extended period of time. 12:10 left to go. Alabama with the ball. Miller at the top of the key, defended by Andre Gordon. Miller moves it out to his right to Noah Gurley. Gurley drives baseline, double teamed. Passes out to the wing. Miller rises for the 3. Miller, oh, that's pure. Drops it through for the 3 ball. Brandon Miller off the catch and fire. Spots up, takes the 3, knocks it down. 12-point lead for the Roll Tide. The runner inside the key, missed off the back rim. Heads up play, though, by Texas A&M. As the ball gets pinned off Mark Sears out of bounds. It was Coleman who came up with a rebound and just pinned it off of Sears to the baseline. It's going to stay Aggies basketball, but we're going to head to immediate timeout first. Brandon Miller. First big triple of the game for him today. That's his second 3-point shot, but his first one of the second half. He's got a double-double, 13 and 10. Javon Quinterly leading the team tonight. 18 points, making 4 threes by Quinterly. Got the start for this game, and Bediako with 10 points, 9 rebounds for Alabama. $50-38 right now. Great season for Texas A&M. A remarkable turnaround for them. They came into today with an 18-3 record in their last 21 games, but this Alabama team, they are an absolute animal. They're going to be a tough matchup for anybody in the bracket. They get size, they got length, they got speed, they got athleticism, and their defense just looks phenomenal. They got players just flying in and around, and they're just such a deep team. They go 9 guys tonight on the floor. They got Noah Clowney with 4 personal fouls, but still, they got the depth to make up for it. VCU leading Dayton 56-52 with under 8 minutes left to play. Deron Holmes III keeping them right in the game for VCU. 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Ace Baldwin with 14 points for VCU. We'll keep you guys updated with that score as long as we're live for this one. And also stay tuned for the Big Ten Tournament Championship later today, 3:30 p.m. After the conclusion of this stream, I'll be covering Purdue versus Penn State. This game might actually get pushed past that, so I'll join in progress if it does, because there's been a lot of fouls lately, and we're still above 10 minutes left to play in the second half. We have 11:48 left to go. That's the thing about a lot of these SEC games this year, is that they've gone just way over time. There's been a bunch of fouls in the SEC games. Texas A&M goes to the free throw line more than any team in the country, but today they haven't been able to make a living as much as they'd hoped for at the free throw line. 10 of 12 today by Texas A&M. Alabama 8 of 12 in the game, so they've gone at the same rate. And then both of the teams thriving upon offensive rebounds. 14 offensive boards by Alabama, 13 by Texas A&M. But Texas A&M, here's the difference maker, just 6 points off second chance points today for Texas A&M in this matchup. It's a team that thrives highly upon second chancers. They just haven't been able to get them, and they're shooting just 28% from the floor. All right, here we go. Back to action. 50-38. 11:45 remaining. Texas A&M with a possession, the right to left in the floor for the Aggies. Wade Taylor the fourth. Guarded at the edge of the midcourt logo by Javon Quinterly. Taylor moves it on top over to number 0, Dexter Dennis. He slipped, he lost it, went out of bounds. And it was last touch, though, by Alabama. So it'll stay Texas A&M possession, 4 in the shot clock. Inbound for Texas A&M, far side of the floor. Goes to Dennis. Dennis with a 3. Dennis rips it through right down the middle. It's a big-time J. They pull themselves winning 9. Roll Tide will slow it down in their backcourt. Pass midcourt with Mark Sears now. Sears hands it off to Miller. Miller at the C of the SEC logo as they go left to right on the floor. Moves it out to the right wing to Quinterly. Quinterly with 18 points, the top scorer for Alabama. Quinterly drives baseline at Obaseki. Dumps it out down low. And a whistle and a blocking foul picked up on the floor. As this will be 2 shots coming up at the line for Alabama. Yeah, for those of you watching the game right now, is it my TV or is your TV getting a different picture from this game currently? I'm just going to refresh my screen and see if there's a difference here. I think ESPN put it into what is that, 16:9 pixel? If you guys are watching this game on ESPN as well, they put it in a different pixel right now. That's so weird. They just changed it from full screen. I'm going to go over to picture options. Yeah, 16-9 or 4-3. What is it? Yeah, I think it's 4-3 format they put it in. That's so weird. I don't know what happened to ESPN's screen, but they put it in like a 4-3 format just a minute ago. And they still have it right now. Okay, then they change it back. Okay, somebody had hit something, it looks like, at the studio in the control room. Jeannie, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Texas A&M at the free throw line, 10:50 left to play. First one to make by Manny Obaseki. Hanging in there, just keeping it interesting right now. Second free throw is good. They were able to come back against Arkansas in their first matchup in the quarterfinals. I'm going to go Purdue in that game today. Penn State's really just undersized. If they're making their threes, they have a chance, though. So I'm not going to count out Penn State. But Purdue is just so big compared to Penn State. Penn State's super undersized. Jumper missed by Alabama. They get the offensive rebound. Another chance, no good off the front. And Miller, another offensive rebound. At the left wing out to the top, it goes for Javon Quinterly. And we got a whistle on the foul picked up by Wade Taylor. 10:21 left to go. Yeah, if Penn State wins today, it's because Penn State's backcourt by far outplayed Purdue's backcourt, which it wouldn't shock me if that happens. I don't think Penn State has an answer to stop Zach Edey. Penn State's got experience with their guard play. Purdue's got young guards on that team. When they went on the losing streak a couple weeks ago is because those guys just weren't hitting their shots. 2 free throws here at the line. Brandon Miller makes the first one. He's gone to the free throw line quite a bit today. Second one's good. He's 90% at the charity stripe. 9 for 10 on free throws by Miller. Miller with a double-double, 18 and 12, despite shooting just 3 of 14 from the floor. 10:15 left to go. Texas A&M down by 10, attacking baseline. Missed shot by Obaseki. He goes down. Alabama with it. And you're going to have to get back up in transition to get up the floor in this team. Miller up the floor quickly, shoots the 3 and drills it. They just take advantage of you. If they have a numbers advantage like they did right there with a 5 and 4, a player down on the opposite side of the floor, they just take advantage and push it up and up and up. And with space, they're just so fast down on the break. 56-43, timeout taken on the court by Texas A&M with 9:56 left to go, and the Roll Tide controlling this entire game. There's been opportunities that Texas A&M have had to get back into this game, but Alabama just, their defense is what provides their offense. They get stops like these. They make every single possession difficult for opposing teams. They get these stops, and then once they hit the numbers break, if they get out to a long rebound, or if they have a player that falls down, like the last possession for Texas A&M, if there's a Texas A&M player that falls down and is after he takes his jumper with no contact, they just get right on a run to you. That's what exactly happened there. Manny Obaseki down for a minute, trying to come up with a rebound, collided with an Alabama player, and then up the floor. Beautiful pass up the floor from Quinterly off to Miller, off the catch, just drills the 3 out the wing. It's just a thing of beauty for this Alabama team. You got size, you got speed, you got physicality. This team looks like the whole package. Really do. They got depth. 56-43. 10 minutes left to play. And Javon Quinterly, man, he's an absolute baller. What a redemption story. If they're able to win it all this year for Alabama, he's going to be a big part about that. Shovel pass downhill right to the rim, Nick. It's going to be a slam dunk by number 23. Or that's number 13, Solomon Washington. The assist by Radford. 11-point game. The range has been 11-9 for most of the second half. Alabama leading. Quinterly moves it out to his left to Miller. Miller guarded by Wade Taylor to Fort. Miller attacks inside the paint. Pro hop. Miller passes back outside to the wing. Gurley at the baseline. Dribbles back out. Gurley at the baseline deep. Takes the jumper. Hand in the face. No good. He got fouled. And Gurley will shoot 2 at the free throw line with 9:12 left to go. Alabama has been leading in the second half for a range between 9 and 11 points. You know that this team is good when Texas A&M has made their last 5 out of 7 shots from the floor, but Alabama's still up by double digits when they've been leading by an average of 9 to 11 points in the second half. First one's good for Alabama. Alabama just getting to the free throw line. And Texas A&M, that's their specialty, but Alabama's right behind them. Texas A&M first in the nation in free throw attempts per game. Alabama top 15 for them, so they are right behind Texas A&M. The bounce goes off the back rim 3 times, bounces right down into the net. Both of the free throws good by Noah Gurley. 13-point lead. 9 minutes left to go. Wade Taylor, the fourth, been shut down today. Floats up the runner at the right block. Count it and 1. Coming up at the free throw line for Wade Taylor. I like the fight, though, from this A&M squad right now. Really like the fight from this team. They're about to get to 50 points. Last year in the SEC Tournament Championship, they got just 50 points total on the board. They lost by 15 against Tennessee, 65-50 last year. So Wade Taylor now on the board with 4 points. He had scored 28 in the last meeting 8 days ago. Free throw is good. 9 minutes left to play. Crimson Tide with a basketball with Miller. Miller moves it out to his left to Sears. Into the hands to Miller, top of the key. 8:45 left to go. Miller, crossover, kick out to the corner, Gurley. Back over to Quinterly. Quinterly at the wing. He's defended by Washington. 6 in the shot clock. Quinterly attacks inside the paint. Quinterly makes the extra pass. Low block out to the wing. Miller with 2 in the shot clock. Takes the 3. No good. Offensive rebound picked up, though, by Bediako. A new 20 for Alabama. They will slow down the clock once again. Alabama, king of the glass as of late. They lead plus 10 on the rebounds, 40-30. They are 19-10 in the second half. And rebounds, plus 9 in the glass. Miller backs his way. Miller, low block. Miller, turn around, tough shot off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Bediako off the glass, no good. And the rebound finally hauled in by Texas A&M on the third opportunity. About 1 minute went off the clock in that solid possession for Alabama. Just coming up with offensive board after offensive board. A minute went off the clock without a single point in the board. 10-point lead. Too much time taken by Texas A&M on this possession. Bounce pass. Underneath, they put it up. They get it blocked. They get another chance, though, at it as they have to move it back out to the top. Wade Taylor inside the key. Bodies collide. Offensive foul. Turnover by Texas A&M. It will go back to Alabama. Texas A&M on a monster scoring drought right now. It's Alabama's defense hanging tough throughout this whole game. And did you know their offense is the best offense in all of college basketball for a Power 5 school this year in points per game? Plus their defense, they are locked, they are focused, taking charges on the floor. Timeout taken on the floor. 58-48, Alabama up by 10 with a media timeout with 7:39 left to go. Wow, this is just... This team right now for Alabama is the real deal. By the way, VCU leading Dayton 63-56. 2:15 left to go in that matchup. So A-10 tournament championship down to the final 2 minutes. We're probably going to join in the Big Ten tournament championship a little bit late because I have to do the scoreboard, change the scoreboard before I go into the next one. And this game's taking a longer time than usual, which I expected. If you guys are interested, feel free to join the Behind Our Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted out in the chat for all who are welcome to join in and be a part of the Bracket Challenge group. So right now, just in the timeout, Brandon Miller, double-double with 18 and 12. 90% at the free throw line. 18 points by Javon Quinterly, making 4 threes. Charles Bediako, double-double. 10 points, 11 rebounds. Yeah, this is just, it's tough for the American because the American championship game is going to get overlapped by this. SEC it's been a fall fest lately. Like every single year lately, the games keep on going over duration in the SEC because of the personal fouls. Today, 15 personal fouls by Alabama, 19 by Texas A&M. 7:39 left to go. We're back to action. Alabama by 10 to get the basketball. Quinterly, 18 points, making 4 threes. Lobs it off to Miller with a double-double of 18 and 12. Miller passes down low, kick out to the corner. 3 on its way. That's a make. What a play to draw it up after the timeout. Noah Clowney drills the 3. And Alabama up 61-48. 10th made 3 of the game by the Roll Tide. Texas A&M with just 3. Corner 3 by Dennis. Missed off the back rim. Defensive rebound hauled in by Bediako. And Alabama can use the clock right now to their advantage. 7 minutes even on the clock left to go. Miller going in for the punch-out shot. Bing, bang, he does. Brandon Miller putting up Steph Curry range type 3 right there. From long distance. Drills down the 3. And puts in a knockout punch to this one with under 7 left to go. This Alabama team, they're out for blood in the bracket. They are out to take teams to the woodshed. 64-48. There's a reason why this Alabama team was crushing teams on and also other things off the court. Straight up knockdown shooters. Brandon Miller up the floor. They could have just slowed down the clock. He just takes one when they got all the momentum. After making the first 3, just goes in for a 30-footer and knocks it down for the knockout punch today. 64-48 with 6:46 remaining. Texas A&M burns their final timeout. They are done with timeouts. Alabama with 3. Alabama just silenced the Texas A&M team that had a record of 18 and 3 in the last 21 games, one of the hottest teams in America. They just silenced them in this matchup today. Brandon Miller, 21 points. Wasn't efficient, but he got it done. Or we'll see if they do wrap it up here. They should, barring any miracle. 4 of 17 from the floor. Makes 4 threes, though. So every single shot he has made has been a 3. 12 rebounds by Miller. In this display was against a top 50 offense, or a top 50 defense with Texas A&M. This Alabama team is just, man, they're out for blood in this bracket. Back to action. 6:40 remaining. Missed shots by Texas A&M. Rebound goes to Alabama. Alabama going to slow it down, top of the key. 6.5 left to go as they dribble, drive, attack down the lane, and that's good. Javon Quinterly right into the cheerleader section as he scores in the right-handed layup. Quinterly up to 20. Waiting for a major March Madness tournament from him. He single-handedly carried Alabama to a first-round victory 2 years ago against Iona. Took over the game in the second half. Spin move Miller. Kick out to the wing. 3. Good. Alabama making everything. Bang, bang. Shooter on shooter. Making shot after shot after shot from downtown. There's another one. For the roll tie without any timeouts on the floor remaining for Texas A&M, it's Rylan Griffin. And the largest lead of the game, 69-48. This Alabama team out to take names. Out to take numbers. Out to take anything in the bracket to wipe away everybody. Texas A&M ranked number 18 in the country in the last month since February 1st in adjusted offensive efficiency. Texas A&M ranked number 9 in the country in the last month since February in defensive efficiency. Alabama by 21. There's 2 free throws made at the line. It's now 19. 69-50. What a difference 8 days makes. Alabama, one of the top teams per adjusted tempo in the nation. And today they kept care of basketball. Big key. And they silenced the Texas A&M team that was 18-3 in their last 21 games. So much size, so much speed, so much athleticism on this Alabama squad. It has just been a sight to see. Texas A&M down by 19 with the basketball. 5:45 left to go. Feel free to join in later today for the Big Ten Tournament Championship and then Selection Sunday live stream. Turned over by Texas A&M, and Texas A&M called in the reach and fall as well. Or no, they will say it's out of bounds. Texas A&M turned it over out of bounds, so it was last touched by Texas A&M. Close there to being a reach-in, but Alabama will get the inbounds. Miller. Brandon Miller. And Javon Quinterly having a show today. Top of the key. Down low, off the pass, slam-a-jamma. Dunk home for Alabama. Noah Clowney throwing it down with a two-handed jam. Yeah, Arizona's an interesting case. That team's got some bad losses. They got speed, they got size, but they play lazy at times for Arizona. It's too bad for them because they got all like the statistics that back them up, and then they have some bad losses against like Stanford, Washington State, Oregon. They lost by double digits. It all depends on who Arizona gets. Sometimes I have them in the Sweet 16. If they get a rough matchup in the first round, then it could be tough for them. Or second round, it could be tough. I see them getting past their first round matchup because of their size, because of their speed for Arizona. They're one of the biggest teams in the field. They're probably a 2 seed or a 3 seed, most likely, for Arizona. But to beat them, you need to make your threes to beat that team. They almost lost to UCLA yesterday, minus 2 starters for UCLA. UCLA kept it close. 70-51, dump off, down low, bucket by Charles Bediako for Alabama. An absolute clinic for the Roll Tide. 4:30 left to go. They could be the overall number 1 seed in the bracket. We'll see how Houston does later today without Marcus Sasser against Memphis. Memphis, by the way, won yesterday by 40 against Tulane in the American semis, 94-54. 4:15 remaining. Quinterly, heads up play, pins it right off a number 0, Dexter Dennis of Texas A&M, and then will stay Alabama ball. I think to beat Arizona, you're going to have a big man. You're going to have the front court to compete with Arizona and have bigs on your team that match up well in size. Creighton lost by 2 against Arizona the first time they met back in November. That, if they meet up again, that game's going down to the wire like it did back on Thanksgiving break. Bucket's good, down low, up and in off the glass. Jumper right back made by Wade Taylor from 3 straight away for Texas A&M. We're under 4 minutes left. Alabama pushing tempo, attacking right to the rim. Brandon Miller, put me on the draft board. Going top 3. Throwing down a major hammer right there with the right hand. 77-53. Brandon Miller just knocking them out. Week in and week out. Watch out. Coming down the lane. Put me right to the NBA, baby. What a season he has had. Timeout on the floor. Media timeout. 3:40 left to go. It's the Brandon Miller Show. 23 points, 12 rebounds. 90% today at the free throw line. Quinterly with 20. 12 and 13 by Bediako. This is the Alabama team that I saw earlier this year. This looks reminiscent of it. Make sure to join the Behind Our Basketball Bracket Challenge if you guys are interested in doing so. That link is posted in the chat out there if you guys are interested. Feel free to join in for the Big Ten Tournament Championship later today around 3:30 p.m. We'll probably be a couple minutes late or so because I have to change over the graphics and stuff. Man, this Alabama team's going to overwhelm so many teams in the bracket. The thing is that you only have 1 day off to prepare for a team like this when you go into the round of 32 or the Elite 8. That's just difficult. Difficult to do when you got another team preparing for a team that's bigger, stronger, more physical, has a ton of speed. That's tough to prepare for. Has players that can knock down shots from the perimeter. This Alabama team, based on how they played today, they look like the total package. They silenced a Texas A&M team that was red hot. 18-3 in their previous 21 games to a 24-point win with under 4 minutes left to play. Holy smokes. Like, we're looking at the redemption story right there. Javon Quinterly going down last year in the tournament against Notre Dame. Didn't have a chance to compete with his team. Coming back. Double-digit games in the last 5 of the 6 games for Quinterly. Arising as the 6th man of this unit. This Alabama team, dangerous. They could be the overall number 1, all depending on Houston versus Memphis later today. Like they this week during the tournament, they look like peak Alabama once again. Last couple weeks, I thought they trailed off a little bit. They had a close win. Once that news story broke about Brandon Miller, they won a close game at South Carolina. But day after day, it's just gone away from their minds. And here they are. 24-point lead with under 4 minutes left to go. Texas A&M missed at the rim. They did draw the blocking foul. So this will be free throws coming up for the Aggies. Dexter Dennis shooting 2. 7 blocks today for Alabama. Alabama plus 14 on the glass, 47-33. And Texas A&M only 9 points in the second chancers. Alabama just took them out of the game. 26-18 in defensive rebounds. Alabama as a team had 21 offensive boards. Just wearing down Texas A&M on the glass. First free throw good by Dennis. Bediako will check out of the game with a double-double. He had 12 and 13 today. Second free throw is good. This Alabama team is a problem. Electric. Incredibly defensive. So athletic, so big. This team's going to give teams nightmares in the bracket. Missed shot at the low block by Miller, goes back to Texas A&M. Jumper up the floor for a 3. Swushed by Wade Taylor. Taylor knocks down the 3. They have been on the timeouts for a long time. They took their final timeout with like 6 minutes left to go. Taylor up to 11. Last game he had 28 when Texas A&M won. What a difference 8 days makes for this Alabama squad. Under 3 minutes left to go. Out to the elbow, Javon Quinterly. His pass deflected, intercepted by Texas A&M. Dexter Dennis came up with a steal. Dennis dribbles, drives inside a key. It will be called a foul. Alabama picks up a personal foul here. Coach technical. So Nate Oates called in a technical. Also, quick update for free throws. Alabama's been in the double bonus for a while. So I update that. So just to take note, I'm probably going to start off the other stream a little bit later for Purdue and Penn State because we have to join in for this game. This game still has under 3 minutes left. Inbound for Texas A&M. Jumper at the baseline. Off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound hauled in by Marble. Extra pass made to the wing for the Aggies. 3. Halfway down and out. Missed by Dennis. And rebound collected by Alabama. 2.5 left to go. Crimson Tide going to slow down their possession as they get this well in hand. Quinterly at the left wing perimeter. He'll be interested to see if Vanderbilt makes it to the bracket. We will see later today on Selection Sunday. Right now, Alabama a 1 seed, Tennessee a 4, Texas A&M projected as a 5, Kentucky and Mizzou both as 7 seeds, Arkansas an 8, Auburn a 10, and Mississippi State as an 11 in the play-in game. Julius Marble has just fallen out. He picks up his 5th. Great season for Texas A&M with a turnaround by Buzz Williams. They just ran into what appears to be the top team in college basketball. Could go in as the overall number 1 seed in the bracket. And they could be the team that cuts down the nets in early April. 2:10 left to go. Quinterly at the free throw line. Double bonus time for Alabama. North Texas is a no. Yeah, North Texas won't be able to make it in. They play nobody good for North Texas. Play one of the easiest schedules in America. They had a good record, but they got creamed against UAB in that CUSA semis. Yeah, some of the people still complaining that Toledo doesn't have a chance. I believe Toledo's 27-7. Toledo doesn't have a chance. $79-60, just total domination by Alabama. Top to bottom. Javon Quinterly. What a story for him this season. Coming back from injury last year, 6-man off the bench, 22 points today, and he is heating up at the right time. Missed shot off the front rim. Quinterly, 5 of the last 6 games in double figures scoring. This is reminiscent of Remy Martin from last year for Kansas. They got that X factor on the team being Javon Quinterly. At the point guard position, shovel pass downhill right to the rim. Noah Clowney dunks it down. The explosiveness for Alabama. 9-11 by Clowney. Bediako with 12 points and 13 rebounds. The front court showing up in a big way. It's been bully ball today. 1:20 remaining. Jumper, free throw circle, air ball by Texas A&M. Offensive rebound, put back. Got it around the rim and in by Javonte Brown. Make sure to join in for the Big Ten Tournament Championship. I'll be back in around 8 minutes from now for my next stream. Thanks so much all for joining in. It will be Penn State versus Purdue. Alabama will get their bench into the game as they take the timeout. We have 1 minute left to go. Alabama dominant, 49-36 in the glass. Limited Texas A&M to just 30% shooting. Alabama as a team, 12 threes. Texas A&M just 5. Points in the paint, 28-20 in favor of Alabama. They just came out. They controlled the game. They almost got to the free throw line more than Texas A&M did today. Texas A&M went 19 for 22 at the free throw line. Alabama 15-20. This Alabama team, they look like they are the real deal. Kick out, corner, driving baseline off the glass, missed by Delaney Hurd, and it goes out of bounds. Yup, Alabama definitely a 1. They could be the overall number 1 seed, depending on what happens with Houston, Memphis. They have a legitimate chance to be the overall number 1 seed. It's going to be interesting to see who that will be. Houston, Alabama, or Texas. But if Alabama is not the overall number 1 seed, I'm telling you this team is out here to take names. They're out here to blast teams in the tournament. This team is just, there is something special. I don't know how in the world you match up against Alabama coming off a 1-day period of rest in the tournament, knowing how deep this Alabama team is. This team is so deep. You only got 1 day to prepare on the round of 32 and Elite 8. That's a major issue for a lot of teams going from, especially if you take on a slow tempo type team and you have to play Alabama next in 1 day of rest. That's just a total adjustment change right there. Gary, thanks so much for joining in. Appreciate it for being a part on the stream. Texas A&M had it loose. We got 15 seconds remaining with a fall picked up on the floor. It's going to be charged to Alabama on Jaden Quinterly. That part, welcome back in. We'll be back in about 5 minutes from now. I'll have to change over the text here. It will be Purdue versus Penn State. Big Ten Tournament Championship, and then the Selection Sunday live stream later today. Yep. So, yeah, thanks so much to that part for coming on back in the streams. Yeah, glad to have you back in. Should be a wild day. So I'll be back for 2 more streams after this. Big Ten Tournament Championship in under 10 minutes from now. And then Selection Sunday live reactions coming up around 6 p.m. Stay tuned, everybody. Alabama pulls out the victory over Texas A&M as it's gone final. 82-63 the final score. Congratulations to the Roll Tide, the SEC Tournament champions for 2023. And what a performance. Brandon Miller, 23 points. Made 4 threes, 90% at the free throw line. Javon Quinterly, 22 points, 4 made threes as well. Double-double by Bediako with 12 points and 13 rebounds, and Noah Clowney at 9 points and 11 boards. Final score, 82-63. Going to close out to the channel members. And feel free to jump in on Purdue versus Penn State coming up in around 5 minutes from now. We got Jason, Rajeep, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Bradley, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Kenneth, Jess, Ahino, Joseph, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Laszlo, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Barco, Siegel, Woopig, Ian, Oink Oink, Emmanuel, and Robin. Make sure to join in. A couple minutes from now, I'll be starting Purdue versus Penn State. Gonna have to change over to graphics for that stream. Thanks so much for joining in, and feel free to join in on the next one. It'll be a separate live stream. I have it already up on my homepage right there for a scheduled stream if you guys would like to join in. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday.